So how did we get here? How do we get ourselves in this situation with 8 alive in the final circle as it starts closing down to nothing? Well, let's start from the very beginning. We landed at these god buildings next to this warehouse and at the place we like to call the crossroads. Then we met up at the warehouse to move on to the circle. I have a fully decked out UMP and a SCAR, so I'm feeling pretty good. The only thing that I would change is probably get a sniper for the UMP instead, but this is a pretty good loadout for the beginning of the match. Now as we're driving along, we're getting shot up like crazy because we're trying to get to the next zone, but I actually get down to 1 HP, I think, or maybe even half HP it looks like. I couldn't even see my health at all, so I'm really surprised I didn't get knocked there. And if I get knocked there on the side of that hill, I'm pretty much done for. There's no way that we're probably going to get me back up because those guys are just going to keep shooting. And even if my teammates smoke me, there's a really good chance that I don't survive there and we don't get very much further in the match. My friend was able to knock one of those guys that shot at us, but now we're getting shot from the power grid. So I'm just going to take a boost that I was given and we're going to try and get out of here, because this is not a good situation to be in. We have the low ground. We don't have a lot of cover. This is not a fight that we're going to win necessarily, so we just want to get out and get someplace safe. So we're just going to building hop for a little bit, just navigating to the circle and just trying to find a good place to stay so that we can last a long time during this match. So we loot this warehouse a little bit. I find an SKS. So now I have that DMR or sniper that I wanted. So we have a SCAR and an SKS, which I'm perfectly fine with. I really don't like the SKS that much, but I feel like on Miramar it's way better for the environment than the UMP is, just because you need some kind of long range when you're playing Miramar. And so an SKS over a UMP, I'll take it any day on Miramar. On to the next couple buildings here. We find some action, so we're going to try and take this one on. So I take one person out of that van and somehow I don't hit any of the other. Maybe I hit them, I just didn't knock them. But now we got them. So this is what didn't happen to me earlier. See, I didn't get knocked out of the van, and so we could just drive away. But they lost a teammate, so they kind of have to stay and fight, see if they can pick their teammate up. And I have no idea what's going on here. This whole fight with the SKS and the 3x scope, I swear there's something wrong with my scope. I'm aiming right on these guys, it seems, and I'm not finding much success. It seems that it just wasn't working the way it was supposed to. It seemed like the sight was bugged, and I heard some people say before that the 3x scope sometimes has problems, so I'm hoping that's what it was and that I'm just not that bad, because I was shooting right on people, it seems, and I was just missing. So but either way, my teammates were able to clean those guys up. I knocked the first guy, and then they took care of the 3 others. So it was a full squad of 4 that we just wiped there. And the zone's coming, so we gotta go. I'm gonna get the car, see if we don't get shot at this time, go pick up my other teammate, and just head to the zone. So we're all kind of hurting a little bit, so we get to the zone, get in this little shack, and heal up. And I'm going to use my bandages instead of using my first aid. I want to save that first aid since I only have one. If it was a high pressure situation and we were fighting, I would probably use the first aid just to get as much healing in as possible, as fast as possible. But since I think we have some time, I'm going to use the bandages to kind of heal up and save that first aid in case I need it in a more pressing situation later on. So we're all healed up, we're all boosting up to full health. The circle doesn't wait for you, so you always got to be ready to get going if you need to. We find this little hill that we can park on, which would keep us safe from the rest of the zone that's in, but we're pretty exposed on our back, so if anybody is coming in at the moment from that area, we are pretty much sitting ducks, but we're going to get lucky here. There's going to be no one coming from our southeast. There's actually some people straight east that we're going to shoot at. So there the 3x works on the SKS. I was able to hit them a couple times, and these guys are dead. There's no way that they're getting back to the zone. The zone is way too fast for them to get over here, and it's taking up way too much health at this point. I think, yeah, you're going to see them die in the play zone, and they're not going to make it. Now, something happened with my capture card here. It bugged out the sound and video a little bit, but I wanted to keep it in here just to show exactly what happened there. I decided to aim down sights when I was that close to someone, and I paid the price because I just couldn't keep up with them, and I missed almost all my shots. If I would have shoulder fired there, I would have been in better shape, and I think that's what my friend did. Luckily, both of them were able to shoot back at those guys and save me. So now I've been down twice. I really don't want to get down again because I'm going to start taking a lot of damage if so. Just saw that guy prone in the field. He might have thought he's like in a little bit of grass or something, but grass doesn't render that far away for opposing players, so it's never a good idea if you're in the middle of a field and you don't have any actual cover like a rock or a tree, at least something. It's never a good idea to just lay prone in a field. And here is the house, and here is that tank that we were huddling around earlier. So you can imagine where this circle is actually going to end up. But let's see how we get there. There's 13 alive at this point. And it's already a pretty small circle, and it's shrinking right now. There's a couple people down at the buildings to the right, and then we know there's some people in the white building. There has to be. Smokes are going out, so people are trying to move without being spotted. It's always a good idea to move with smoke cover if you can. So there's people up the hill, and we know there's people down by that smoke somewhere. I get shot, my helmet's gone. I can't really help all that much because if I get hit in the head and I get down, I'm done for. So I'm going to heal as much as I can. My friend Kaz has it under control, it looks like, so I just heal. But now we got to move to the zone quick. He gets down, but my other friend was able to finish the guy off that was in the zone shooting him. I throw a pretty pitiful smoke because it stays in the zone, so luckily he's able to get out of the zone, but we're pretty exposed here while I'm healing him, but we really don't have much of a choice. I have to do this now or we're not going to get him back up. And I actually don't mind this spot because there's no windows on this building that they can see us through. We have a good vantage point of the building, the sides of the building, and then people coming up the hill from the building below us. Unfortunately, I can't secure one of those kills. I was hoping that I would at least be able to knock one of them. They were able to avoid most of my shots there. And I was dumb. I didn't hear that frag grenade after the stun. I noticed that now when I'm listening to it, but I didn't notice it at the time. And so I took, quite a bit of damage. And now I have to heal because of it. So there's 11 alive, and this is the final circle. This is the one that will never move again until it goes down to nothing. And there are 3 players on this hill, and I get scared and just run away because we have cover back here. But I nearly took out 2 of them. So I have the bright idea to stun these people, and then I throw another one, but in the process I stun myself, and I can't see, and both my teammates get knocked. But luckily we have this tank here, and they didn't decide to push us for whatever reason. I have no idea. If they would have pushed us, we'd be done. But as we're sitting here, I'm just like, okay, I'm healing you guys. I don't care. Like, I'm not going to survive this by myself. I need your help. So we're getting you up. And now we're going to get in the human centipede formation, I like to call it. We're all behind this tank. If there's a grenade over here, we're done for. And it looks like the last surviving member of that team that was on the hill decided to finally push us, but it was a little too late for him. So very carefully, I'm going to loot some of his stuff. I was able to grab a helmet, a vest, and some healing. So I'm feeling much better about my chances right now. 8 left in this game, in this tiny little circle that's going to go down to nothing. And 3 of us are out here. I think all 5 of the others are inside. And now if you don't know, on the final circle, it will go down to nothing after a certain amount of time. And we have about 5 seconds until that happens. So here they come. And that's gonna do it. One of the funnier matches that I've ever had, just because the ending, and what my friends and I did is we actually went back and we all recorded our own vantage points of that, and we sent it to each other and we just watched them, and I think we laughed for a good 10 to 15 minutes after this match because the different vantage points of what happened there at the end were just crazy. So you got my view where people are just spilling out of the building non-stop. I thought I knocked 2, but I only knocked 1 of them. One of those guys got knocked from somebody behind them. But either way, 2 people got knocked right then and there. And then I start getting damage from the zone, and so immediately I think, run to safety, run to the zone. So I kind of just peel out and just try and go to the zone as soon as I can, because that thing at the end will kill you in about 10 seconds or less. And then you got my other friend, Arch Nemesis, who was behind me shooting. He was able to put some shots in on people, but then he got knocked, and so he started crawling to the zone. And while he's crawling to the zone, he sees my friend Kaz, who decided from the very beginning that he was just going to pull out a grenade. And he didn't tell us, so he didn't tell us he was going to just pull out a grenade and just detonate himself in the middle of all those players. If we would all ran in there, I don't know what would have happened, but luckily one of us, I was able to get out of there and get to the safe zone, because what he did was he took the grenade out, pulled the pin, ran in the middle of all those players, and when he got down, he dropped the grenade, and what happened next, you can see clearly. It just blew everyone else that was alive, blew him away with the grenade. He got a couple kills there. I got my kill finished from that as well, and I was the lone survivor in the zone, and my friend Arch Nemesis was still crawling to the zone. But luckily for us, one of us decided to just go to the zone and not worry about getting the kills after so long. I put some shots in and then just bolted. But that was one of the more funny matches and fun endings that I've ever had. I think it's the only time that I've had the zone shrink down to nothing in this game, so it's pretty rare. I've played, a bunch of matches, and I've gotten a bunch of wins, and that's never happened for me. So I know it's happened for others, and it's hilarious every single time and scary. The way that it happened, the way that my friend Kaz just decided to detonate himself and take out the rest of the field as I'm running to the zone, it was just perfect. And you can see from my other friend's perspective just how bad that blast was for everyone around. It was just one that we'll remember, and one of those things that just makes PUBG PUBG. You won't get this many other places, that's for sure. But I hope you guys enjoyed that look at that match. It was one of the funnier moments that we've had playing together, and this is still why I think that PUBG is the best game to play with friends, because of funny moments like this. Remember to follow me on Twitter and join my Discord, the links are in the description below. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Until next time, I'll see you later.